Welcome everybody to the first session of a little live stream Wednesday update. I'm hoping to start doing this once a week, preferably on Wednesdays. And it's a little bit inspired by the man Don Gonzalez. He has a saddle morning, or sorry, a Monday morning saddle shop briefing, and it's always pretty cool. But one of my big concerns is that I haven't been able to keep up with the videos lately because of all the Black Friday rush and taking on a little bit more production in my own hands. So I just figured maybe I could get more content out if I just put the camera up and did a quick live stream that I don't have to edit and I don't have to put a bunch of planning and time into. So there's so much going on though, and I figured it would be fun to chat and just give a little update on what's going on. What's up, Andrew? Clutch Mad Dog, what's going on? Sawyer Dickinson, welcome guys. Thanks for jumping in. So right now, I'm gonna attempt to actually get some work done while we're doing this because I've got 4 holster and gun belt rigs that I need to finish up before tomorrow if possible, but I don't know if I'm gonna make it. But yeah, we've just been so busy and we're so just wildly grateful for the orders that we've been getting. I don't know if any of you are responsible for that. I imagine some of you are, so thank you so much. Yeah, a little Black Friday, Cyber Monday update, I guess. It's just been just overwhelming. And Whitney has been a complete boss because not only is she, a full-time mother of 3, but she's been going into the shipping office and shipping out all the orders every day. And on top of that, she's made about 60 plus belts in the last 3 days. She's unreal. I don't know how she does it, honestly. She's a complete powerhouse. So she's been awesome. Without her, I don't know that we'd be making it through all this. But we kind of all have our little roles in place, and I've been mostly focusing on the gun belt and holster rigs and the new knife scabbard or sheaths that we're gonna start making. And I'm actually I'll give you a little update on these later because we're gonna be doing a giveaway on these, and that's tomorrow. So I want to give you an update. But anyway, we've been lucky to have a little extra help around the shop as well from our guy Ian. I'll give you a little update on him. But overall, the last 3 or 4 days have just been so overwhelming, and we're just, it's been really encouraging, honestly, and motivating, because I'm sure a lot of you understand how retail goes sometimes. It slows down a little bit in the summer, and then you always kind of bank on this last quarter, and we've been very lucky. So thank you all, especially if any of you here were involved in that, ordering and sharing our posts and engaging with us, jumping on the live streams. All that kind of stuff helps out. Let's see, who am I missing here? We got I'm missing a lot of comments. Gotta back it up. Yep. Holy cow, way back here. All right, Tim Turner's here. What's up? I missed your vids. Dude, I've been posting about once a week, so I appreciate that, but I haven't gone anywhere. Hello. Hi, buddy. What's up, Caleb? Brad, hello. Andrew, greetings from Cincinnati. What's up? Boy, work's not going to get done. It is this time. I promise you that, Tim. Jerry Duncan, hello. Sammy Whammy, woohoo. You are one of my biggest inspirations to get started with leather crafting. The video on starting tools helped out so much. Man, that's cool. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Reeves Custom Holsters, what's up? Glad to see y'all are so busy. It's a good problem to have. Yeah, we're very, very thankful. Randall Walker, hey, Southern Utah, right on. Brady, that's Dirty B. It's my young cousin. That's a blessing. It sure is. Ordered a number 72 for Black Friday. Shipped super fast. Oh, yeah, you can thank Wit for that. She's just been a tornado of productivity. How many units are you selling a year now? Oh, it's hard to say. I don't know on a year basis. This year's been all over the place, but I'd say this just within the last like 4 or 5 days, we've probably sold 300 or 400 units. We've almost completely sold out of our bags. Any kind of bag style that we have, those are always the big heavy hitters that we like to sell out of, and we did. I think there's a couple more. Might be a couple more Buck Brown 72s, but because we got extra of those heading into this, they're our best seller. And then yeah, and then the rest of that would be like wallets and belts. Came in hot this year, so it's been good. It's been very good. Powell Custom Leather, how's it going? It's going good, man. Thanks for jumping in. New to the channel, I'm grateful I found you. Cool, Andrew. Glad you're here, dude. Goodness, no wonder you needed to hire someone. Yeah, man. We got Ian, who's helping out a ton. Sammy Whammy, thank you. Hi, Parker from Illinois. What's up, Jim? Hello from Ukraine. Bro, you have a wonderful family. Good luck. Thank you so much. All right, we got through some of those comments. I'm going to start working while I chat. So I've got 4 right-handed 1873 single-action Army holsters that I'm working on. I just got the edges beveled, so I need to burnish. And the way I'm doing these edges, they'll end up looking like this. I got the front straps done, so... So I'm doing just a water burnish, and then I finish it off with my dye marker. And every product's different, you know, like these scabbards, I decided not to dye. On these, I just do like a wet burnish and then run it on the MP burnisher on my slicker over there, and it just kind of gets a nice uniform brownish color. And then I put some wax on the wheel and just run it through so it kind of seals it up. So these, I just think they turn out better that way. The lighter color looks better with the lighter leather. So I'm sticking with that. But I think this chestnut color looks really good with the dark edge. And the dye just really smooths it out, makes it look slick. So that's the finish that I'm going for on all these holsters. And then I've got 4 belts to go along with it that I got to finish up, and there's 2 in 38 special. That's what this one is. I've already done the ammo loops on that one, but I've got 3 more. I did those ammo loops a few days ago trying to prepare for this batch, but I got distracted and I got to finish up the rest of these. So there's another 38 special and then 2 45 Colt, and yeah, I'm going to knock these out. So if you were one of the people that ordered a holster or a gun belt during Black Friday, this is, and it hasn't been shipped out yet, then this is one of them. And it normally doesn't seem like it'd be worth saying that because there's only, 81 people. That's pretty good. But last time I did a live stream, one of the customers who had ordered was the one who I happened to be making in that moment, and that was super cool. That rarely happens, but I guess it's worth mentioning just in case that were to happen. So my burnishing method and technique just seems to change all the time. But with the scabbards that I've been doing, these little guys, I've been finding that I almost don't even need to use the wood slicker, because as soon as I get it wet, I run the canvas over it, and it just does a really good job at shining it up. So I'll do like 1 or 2 swipes with the wood slicker just to smash, the fibers down, but then this just like cleans it up so good. And so I've kind of been sticking with the canvas cloth for most of my burnishing, but I'm kind of sticking with the wood one for this a little bit because I like to make sure that the edges aren't mushrooming out, even though I beveled. I just like to kind of get everything in its place first with this. This kind of bevels and smashes it down better than the canvas. And then I follow it up with the canvas because it just, you get such a good shine. Sorry guys, the comments disappear if I don't keep them moving. So if I miss something, I apologize. Johnny Depp's in the house. Parker, I genuinely love you and your work so much. You're my leatherworking idol, dude. That's too kind. I appreciate that. That's very nice. You're giving me too much credit, though. What type of leather? So this is a holster strap tannage from American Leather Direct. I think it's Shaheen from Mexico, but I don't. No. Actually, I don't think so. I think this is one of their own formulas. Didn't think I'd catch this live. I'm glad you did. How many Buscadero MX bikes have you produced? Your bikes are great. Hope the production will keep growing. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. The Buscadero's been going great. I've been putting a lot more time into stock and barrel lately, just because we gotta keep it going. That's what's mostly, that is what's paying our bills right now. But Buscadero's doing so awesome. If anyone's unfamiliar with that, we have my dad and I started a business building custom vintage motocross bikes, and I guess the main focus lately has been more on building custom vintage 110s. So like the standard pit bike that everybody gets, like the KLX CRF 110s. We partnered with this company called GPX Moto that has a really awesome 110. Just really good components. They're really cool bikes. And my dad and I build them out with vintage looking parts. So the peanut, like the 1970s peanut tank, the matching fenders that come off of an XR75, I think. So it really has like an XR75 Z50 look. If any of these terms, I don't know, you'd have to be a motorcycle guy to have that register. But they're so cool, and there's nothing out there like it. You can go buy an old XR75 or Z50, or you can go buy a new 110, but as far as I know, you can't find a combination of both. So it's a really fun spot to be in, and we've got a big batch of them that my dad's working on. We ordered like 50 naked 110s from GPX, and then we're gonna build them out to be little Buscadero bad boys. So we'll be selling those like early in the year, next year. But we've also got like a bunch of apparel, shirts, and just cool gear. A lot of stuff that's not even on the website yet, but we've got some cool shop rags, and what else is going on? Hats and just a bunch of cool stuff that fits the vibe of the brand. You and Little King Goods have helped me a lot. Don is my inspiration for tooling. Have you gotten into tooling? I may have missed it if you did. I've gotten in, so these rigs I tool a little bit. I do some stamping, just some I've actually got them right here, some Vayner stamps and camo stamps. Just throw a little cedars on the end. It's really simple. I don't have much experience with tooling, and I don't do any carving on these, but I definitely would love to get into it, and Don Gonzalez is the one that's kind of gotten me to look at it as well. He's the man when it comes to that stuff. The thing with carving is it either looks really bad or looks really good, and Don's one of those guys that makes it really good he makes it look really good to me. Every time I see it, I'm just like, dang, it's beautiful. So I think I would like to get into carving. It just, right now, it goes way outside of my regular workflow, which is like, we got to just pump stuff out in batches and send it out. Be able to keep the price as affordable as we can, and the production as, repeatable and functional and effective as we can. So tooling is, or carving is just like a really hard thing to add in there if you start doing that. But you never know. It can be done, and I think it'd be a cool thing to add. So this chestnut holster leather is kind of interesting stuff. I've been really loving American Leather Direct overall. They have really good harness leather. They've got good skirting. I mean, everything they have I've liked. But this stuff is interesting because the finish of it's beautiful. The color's beautiful. It seems to mold and burnish really beautifully and, you know, cut like butter. It's really nice. But the one thing I've been frustrated about, and I've mentioned this in one of my previous posts, you might have seen this, but when I dunk it to mold it to the gun, it takes on some water stains, and it's really frustrating because this is, you know, touted as being really good for molding. That's kind of the whole point of it. It's holstered strap. So I haven't gone as far as like reaching out to them to see what advice they have about it, but I started working with this, got the images of our rigs in this leather, and so even if I wanted to swap it out, it would be a lot of work. So I'm just gonna stick it out, and it only happens on some of them, which is why we've been able to keep going. Because if it was happening every time and it was a big deal, then I would have stopped and probably just. I think if I were to change, I would just start using Herman oak or just some like regular tooling leather, and you know, put a couple coats of neat's foot like these. I think these look really good. They're just kind of a golden color with a coat of tan coat on top. And I really like it. Sorry, I'm missing stuff here. Let's see. That Bill has. Have you tried any of that MPG Apollo that Bill has? No, I haven't. Are you and Little King good friends? Yeah, in fact, we were texting today. He's a good dude. Hey, I've watched your videos for a while now. It got inspired me to start working with leather recently. I've got a size that's 4 to 5. What would be some good projects with that weight? 4 to 5 is so tricky because it's a little too thick for like the standard wallet patterns. You know, you can't be stacking up pocket layers with 4 to 5. It's a little too thick. And it can be a good bag weight except for straps. If you're gonna make straps out of it, like the top handle or the shoulder strap, you gotta double it up. So I would recommend, if you're gonna make wallets out of it or something like that, then make it so it's just like a 2-layer, like a really simple piece where you just kind of fold it in half. You know, I have a few wallets like that we've done in the past that are just super simple, but you just kind of stitch up the sides. It's just like basically, you know, you can get a flap and a fold and stitch down the sides, and then it's just about the right weight. But if you're gonna try and layer stuff on top of each other, then it's gonna be really hard. So what else? 4 to 5. I don't know. That's like I said, that's a tricky one. I'm not sure what else. Who do you use to build your website? So I just built it myself. It's on Shopify, and all of that stuff is included in our Start Selling Your Leatherwork online course that we have. If you go to our website, you can see it. Ever since I started making YouTube videos, we had a lot of people asking, you know, for tips on how to start making money by doing this. And instead of being on the phone or answering emails all day, I decided I'll make a course, and it'll, you know, answer a lot of questions and hopefully help people out. And so far it's had awesome feedback. We launched it in, I can never remember. It was like right when the Pandy started. When was that? It was a few months after when we actually launched, but I was in the thick of making it right when the Pandy started. So it was probably like March when we started working on it, and then I think like June when we launched it. I don't know. I don't remember this stuff. This is when I need Wit. She knows stuff. But yeah, I was getting to something. It's had awesome feedback. We've had a few hundred people that have enrolled, and you know, we've gotten really great reviews, and it's been a really cool thing to be a part of, because that private Facebook group now is this really awesome, tight little community of people all trying to build businesses from this stuff. And so we can, run ideas by each other and just kind of help each other out. We're in this together, Okay. I'm missing so much stuff. I'm going to back up even more because... Thank you for your answer. I wish the best Junior MX bike's been to. Thank you so much. Okay, man. Lots of good stuff. So many good comments. Thank you, you guys. Pete, for Kangaroo, you might want to consider edge paint instead. I must have missed the original question of that. Love your videos and your work looks amazing. Thank you so much. Dang. You guys are a good group, So on these, I'm only burnishing, I'm only slicking down this edge here and then this bottom edge, because this right here and this right here are going to be folded together, stitched, and then I'll sand it one more time and then I'll finish the edge. So it doesn't do me any good. In fact, it would be detrimental if I tried to bevel and burnish this right now, because then once you put it together, if you've ever tried to sandwich 2 layers of leather that are beveled on both sides, you get a weird gap in between. It's not good. So yeah, so we got that slicked down. I'm just going to go through and slick them all first, and then I'll do the edge dye. But we've got some updates I wanted to bring you guys in on. So we talked about Black Friday, Cyber Monday has been awesome. Really grateful for all the support there. Ian, I want to talk about Ian. Ian Shaw is from Shaw and Thistle Leather. And he and I ran into each other at a Lowe's a few years ago, because he was working there at the time. Maybe I should probably be careful how much personal information. But anyway, we ran into each other at Lowe's, and he was like, "Hey man, I've been following you for a while and love your stuff." And ever since then, he and I have been talking on Instagram. And so recently, when we started looking for some extra help, I needed somebody local that could be coming into the shop, and he lives here as well. So it just worked out really well. But the beauty of Ian is that his work is just immaculate. He's one of those very detail oriented, makes just pristine, beautiful products. It's very different than ours. Is a lot more inspired by Western tack. It's a little bit more rugged and more utility, where his is more luxury. And it honestly translated really well, because he was able to learn our process, and he's doing things the same way we're doing, but he's applying that same attention to detail, and the stuff he's been putting out is just beautiful. So it was a really good experience bringing him on board, because there wasn't a whole lot of training involved. He was able to look at our products and pretty much be like, yeah, I can do that, and off he went. So he's mostly working on the off hours that we're not working, like weekends and nights and stuff, so we don't bump elbows too much. But every now and then we're in here together, and we're all wearing masks, and it's a great time. But yeah, he's a really good dude. We're glad to have him on board helping us out. So a little update on the videos. I've been wanting to make it a huge priority to start getting a video out every week. I was on that schedule for a while, and for the most part we've been doing it, but the Black Friday, Cyber Monday stuff, just the hectic work that's been on our plate lately is keeping me from doing videos. Unfortunately, the videos always have to take a back seat, because if we've got orders on the table, we have to get them out, especially when a lot of these orders are for holiday gifts. So as badly as I want to do a video, it always takes back seat. It's crazy, and I don't think anybody really realizes this, but the videos are so time consuming. They easily take up a full week of work. So I usually film it Monday, and if it's a bigger project, then it sometimes takes me 2 days to film it, like a bag. That last number 60 I did took me 3 days to film it, and then the rest of the week to edit. And then I also, have to put time into getting the pattern all dialed in and ready to sell on the website. It's not like I'm just dragging a file onto the website and it's ready to go. There's so much involved. Like I've in our patterns now, I'm adding in like recommendations for tools and where to buy leather, and kind of a list of instructions with each one. So it's not just a simple like plug and play thing. It takes a ton of work to get everything ready. And anyway, my point is it's easily 40 hours a week, maybe more, to get one video up. And that's so frustrating to me. I wish I could just do like 3 videos a week. Like when I think about it in my head, I'm like, yeah, I could do 3 videos a week. That's nothing. And I should be able to, keep up with production and stuff, but it's not even close. It's so much work. So hopefully that changes in the future. Like one of my goals is to bring in some help with the video stuff. Like have a video guy that comes in, some kind of producer that just comes in and films a project, takes it home and edits it, and also like manages the channel and takes care of all of that. But we got to get ahead a little bit. I'm way too we're just drowning a little bit to like even think about that. But that could be cool. I've been wanting to do a podcast for a while, just like every other millennial that wants to hear their voice too much. We just love the sound of our own voice, don't we? You said you were texting Ryan, have him come down and film for you for once. Yeah, man, I got to get Ryan down here. He's a pro with like video and photography. That dude is. But he does live in Canada, and that's, that would be a hefty bill to pay for him to come down here and film. Also, he's got his own channel. That dude's so busy as it is. He's probably 3 or 4 weeks behind or not behind, but stacked up in production because he does all made to order. And then on top of that, he's trying to pop out like 1 or 2 videos a week as well. So that's why he and I talk a lot, because we're kind of in the same boat and we understand the struggles. But as much as this all sounds like complaining, I genuinely love this stuff. Like, I just can't wait to get to work. I mean, I'm not trying to fluff anyone up here. I just don't want it to sound like I'm complaining too much, because I'm a happy kid. As long as I'm playing around in my workshop, either with leather or like with cameras, I'm happy. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was that number 60 bag that the last video that I did, we also did a giveaway with it. And that bag got so much love, especially compared to our other bags. We've had the number 72s on our website for quite a while, and they sell like pretty regularly, but man, I posted that bag, after one post or one video or whatever. We had so many emails of people saying, I would buy that right now if you had it available. And we don't, because that was just like a one-off, YouTube video that I made. So I'm a little bit nervous to take on more production on my own plate, but that would definitely be something that I want to start producing and putting on our site. I'll probably just make one at a time and just kind of knock them out when I can. But I understand why they got a little bit more attention. They're just the heavy leather. It was made of like a 9 to 10 ounce veg tan leather, and layered in some areas, and it was just like beefy and thick, and it, you know, the sound of it as you handle it, it's just such a cool experience, like handling that bag. And so I think that's what a lot of people crave, where our 72s are also beautiful bags, but they're a little bit thinner leather. They've got, you know, the turn seams, binding, some details that maybe it's just because they make it feel a little bit more like a department store type bag, you know, something that you'd find anywhere else. And I hope that's not the case, because I still see them as a huge standout product compared to like typical department store stuff. You know, it's vegetable tan leather. It's beautiful stuff. But I kind of get it. You know, I think people just like seeing things that are really different. And that's what the number 60 was. So maybe we'll start producing that one soon. But we're definitely going to need more help in the shop as we grow. Let me answer a few more comments, and then I'll talk about the last thing I wanted to update you on. Do you only use veg tan in your wallet? Yeah, for the most part we do. We had like a oil tan leather that we were using for a while. Because I wanted to put out a wallet that was just a little bit lower price point, just to see if it helped people's purchasing decisions, and they just didn't sell that well. So we got rid of them off the site now, and we're just sticking to veg tan stuff. It just ages so much better. It's better quality. There's a lot of reasons why we would just stick to veg tan, but I'm also still a big fan of like a really nice looking like chap hide, you know, oil tan leather. I'm a sucker for that stuff. Every time I see one, like a good color, good tone, good pull up, I'm like, gotta have it. Don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I need it. How you started selling your creations? That's a good question. I would recommend go to our YouTube channel and watch the video called Start Selling Your Leatherwork, because I explain it all in there, tell a little bit of my story, and then it also is an intro to our online course that's called Start Selling Your Leatherwork. It'd probably be a good thing for you to look up if that's something you're interested in. How's the 2750 Pro treating you? Any complaints? No, man, it's a great machine. You know, all the different brands of machines all kind of fit into the same category. They're all like clones of something. Like I think the 2750 Pro is a Juki 341 clone. Another, you know, most companies have a 341 clone. Like Cobra's is the class 26, I think. So they're all basically the same machine, just with a few different components here and there. And so it just kind of comes down to what components you like. And the Texo is awesome all across the board. It's a great machine. I think if I had one complaint, it would be the servo motor. I don't know much about servo motors, but who was it? Was it Loyal Strickland? Somebody sent me a message and was kind of giving me a little rundown on servo motors. And there's a big difference between, I think it's called a family motor and a brushless. And the brushless ones are just so smooth. There's no like braking or like jolting in the start or the stopping of it. And I don't know what motor the Texo has, like as far as the, you know, the guts, the internals. I honestly don't know, but it doesn't look similar to like the one that's on. I think the brushless ones have kind of like a round little cylinder thing. I need to learn more about this, and then maybe I'll do a video about it. But I think that there is a big difference between those, because the Texo is a little bit like jolty as you start and stop. It kind of breaks. It's almost like I envision like brakes starting and stopping as it's moving, and it kind of makes the whole machine shake, especially when you're doing like slower speeds. So it took me a while to get used to, honestly, but you know, I could really easily buy a brushless motor and throw it on there, and it would be just as good as any other machine out there. So Texo's awesome. I really love the, what do they call it, EPS, the electronic needle position system, that I got really used to it now, where you step back on the pedal and it brings the needle up to the point where you can pull the thread out. as you're going forward, the needle will always stop at the point where the hook has already grabbed the bobbin thread, so that you can turn it, you can go in reverse, whatever, and the timing's always right. So a lot of this probably doesn't make sense if you're not into sewing machines, but that EPS thing is really useful. It's once you get used to it, it's kind of hard to go back to anything else. But yeah, Texels, they're great machines. I love them. If I was going to recommend a machine to anybody right now, it'd probably be Cobra. I think I've just had the best experience with them. I don't have any like personal relationship with them. I don't have an affiliate, no partnership or anything. Their motors are great. The components are great. Customer service has been great. And they've got a machine for just about everything you need. They've got like this Juki is in the category of their class 20. So I would look into that if you want to get a good industrial machine that does wallets. Or they've got the class 3 and class 4, which is the Juki 441 clone. It's an awesome mechanism. It's the harness stitchers, just like you can just, barrel through some of the heaviest leather you've ever worked with, and it has no problem. So let me get through some more of these questions. There's one about thread that yeah, Andrew, I think I missed yours before. What thread are you using in your Juki? I just use a bonded nylon 92 for wallets usually, so I just keep 92 on that machine. Get the thread from Thread Exchange. For heavier stuff like these scabbards and the holsters, I use 207 in the Cobra. Can you create or make a video about leather types and what to use, what in depth? Please, I'm just starting out in leather. Yeah, I made one a long time ago, and I've been considering making another one. That was one that was kind of on the top of my list. These things just take a lot of preparation. I gotta have the different types of leather on hand that I can explain. And then, my knowledge is pretty shallow when it comes to that stuff too. Like the processes of tanning and all that kind of stuff, I don't really know much. So it would probably just be more of a surfacey, like this is what we use kind of stuff, and just, my basic knowledge. Thank you for your answer. I love watching your vids. Keep on making them. Thank you. Brian McDermott. Yeah, I don't know what that meant. Maybe try that one again. All right, here we go. Got to get back. So again, I'm just using water to slick these down before I dye them. If you're gonna dye edges, you got to remember you can't do anything that will seal them up to resist the dye. So if you use like beeswax or anything, you want to do that as the very last step after you've already got the dye down. How long are we in this? How long? Oh, 38 minutes. That's pretty good. That's a long video, actually. Let me hurry and wrap this up. I want to talk about these. So tomorrow we're doing a giveaway for, I gotta talk to Whit, she set it up, but I think we're doing 3 of these, and we're giving away a Wesson Henry knife with each one. So Billy, who owns Wesson, is a really good friend of ours. He's come out to Utah a couple times, and we've spent some time with him, and he's just one of the coolest dudes. But they make a folding knife that's similar to these trappers that I like. And I haven't seen the Henry yet in person, but based on the measurements, we've got a sheath that'll work for it. We're gonna give away 3 of these with the Henry, and they're supposed to be coming today and they didn't. So we should be getting them tomorrow, but either way, we'll put the giveaway together. And with the giveaway, we're going to start offering these on our website to order. So they're not up there yet, but I'll be uploading them and getting the listing all dialed in tonight. And then tomorrow you can start ordering them. So I've got a big batch of them, about 15 of them cut out, and I'm ready to start cooking them. So those will be exciting. These are really cool little pieces. I've actually been loving it. I can get good use out of the scraps. So like my heavyweight leather like this, that's a big piece to try and fit, to try and puzzle together on a side. And I always end up with a lot of extra space of really good leather that I don't want to throw away. So I started using my die, my little knife sheath die, to click out everything that's left over. And yeah, they're just turning out so awesome. They're really nice to have on your belt. Once you weave your belt through these, it kind of tightens up on the knife, keeps them in there. And you can just keep it like right here under your shirt. No one ever even sees it, unless you want them to, unless you're tucking in. But yeah, these are really cool little items. I can't wait to snag one for myself and start using it. So anyway, keep an eye out for that. I don't have all of the details because Whit's the one that set all of this up. And I don't know like exactly how we're gonna, all the logistics around like entering and what time it's gonna start and everything. But just keep an eye on our Instagram. That's how it's all gonna go down, and it should be fun. I've been loving the whole giveaway thing lately. It's just, I know it's like meant to be this thing that helps scale your business, and a lot of people use it for that, but it's honestly just fun to like, I don't know, just kind of get in touch with the community a little bit and just to have a little more personal connection, because we honestly don't see like a ton of growth. We like on that bag video, I said, share the video, and we'll pick someone who shared it to give the bag away to. And a girl named Michelle O, we'll just leave it at that, is the one who, was it Michelle or was it Melanie? It was something M. I can only remember her Instagram handle, but she won the bag, and she said some really kind things. It was really cool to, see how excited she was to win it. That was just a really fun thing to be a part of. But that video didn't necessarily do any better than any other ones we've done. So I don't necessarily think the giveaways are like this big banger thing that, it moves the needle a whole lot, but it's definitely something that's fun to do and kind of gets in touch with everybody a little bit. Man, I'm missing so many. I don't even know how to I don't know if I can address all of these. How far back can I go? I love it when you guys are answering each other. That's awesome. That makes it fun. All right, here we go. I'm just gonna pick one. Thanks for your vids. I always enjoy your content. Thank you so much. Then they jack the price up because of popularity. That must be from a previous conversation. Giveaways are fun because you can really connect with your customers. Yeah, exactly. Always happy to see a new video from y'all. Glad you're doing well. Thank you, Mark. Do you use finished leather? Yeah, that's what this is. Technically, this is like a dyed strap leather. So we use buck brown harness leather. We use a lot of skirting. We use this one's real cool. Hold on, I'm gonna show you. We've been using this stuff for a long time. It's like a hot dipped harness hide, and this is one that we had custom made from Wicked and Craig. It's starts with a russet harness, and then it's dipped twice, so it's just really oily and waxy. Basically, you could dunk it in water and pull it out and it'd be completely dry. It's so waxy that it's just like completely waterproof, and it just has beautiful pull up, so you can see how it lightens up as you bend it. It's got really nice tight grain front and back. It's just cool stuff. So that's Whit cut out about 20 of these to whip up some belts. So those will be on the site pretty soon. Does the glue hold on that waxy? Not great. It's pretty tough. You just have to use like a detail rougher if you're going to use some adhesive. But yeah, I don't like making anything that's like too difficult, that needs to be glued like what am I saying? That requires being glued too much or that you depend on it. It's just, yeah, glue doesn't really work super well with that. So with belts, we don't really use any adhesive on that. Are your holster rigs getting more popular? Enjoy watching those vids. Thank you. Yeah, they're doing well. They haven't like, lost my chair. They haven't like exploded, which is honestly a good thing because they're all on my plate. You know, like when our wallets explode, like when we have a big sale day or something like Black Friday, we're lucky to have the help of Waterbury because their ability to produce more stuff is much greater than ours. So we're still not like doing mass produced stuff. We're always working in smaller batches, but with Waterbury, we're able to keep up. And these rigs aren't anything that Russ would take on. So this is all on our plate. And yeah, I've been lucky. I mean, we've been selling quite a few of them. Like I think over the BFCM weekend, was it over a weekend? I don't even know. All the days just blend together for me. But during BFCM, oh yeah, it is because it's Friday, Black Friday. It's been a long day. Got up early. Anyway, so during the BFCM weekend, I think we sold about 8 of these. So not even in the ballpark of our bags or our wallets, but it's enough to like keep me really busy and, you know, stay excited about them. So if they keep up at that pace, we'll probably start buying dies for the holsters and getting a bigger clicker press. And yeah, getting Ian trained up on them because he would knock these out of the park. They would look awesome. There's no way I could keep up on them for too much longer. We definitely are going to need help soon, but there's a little part of me that loves like being back in the trenches of production. It's really stressful because you know, I really want to keep up with like the YouTube videos and keep making stuff like that. And production keeps me from it, but it's very grounding. There's something really grounding about like working your trade every day, like being in the thick of it, in the trenches. The YouTube videos allow me to keep working with leather, but it's always experimental. I'm never like getting, I don't feel like I don't know, I guess I'm able to try new things, which is good for growth and and learning, but dang. But sometimes when you do something over and over, obviously you get really good at it, and I haven't really had the chance to do that with very many of our products lately. So yeah, there's something really grounding about being in the trenches, like being part of production, but it's just a tough balance because you know, the people who out there on YouTube who are consistently posting videos like 2-3 times a week are the ones where their channels just grow and just blow up. And I really love the whole community aspect of it. I just want to like just grasp on as much as I can and like be an important part of the community. But it's really hard to do when, you know, you're stuck in production. So anyway, we'll see how things go. I'm just kind of trying to hold on and keep my head above water, but I'll keep you updated. That's what these little live stream sessions are gonna do. So I think we'll try and, I was talking to Whit before I came out here a second ago. I mean, I've been out here all day, but I ran in for a second and we were talking about stuff and I was like, I really want to do some live streams because it doesn't require editing and the upload time and all that kind of stuff. I can just kind of jump on and talk and interact with the community. And if I do that once a week, I think it'll be able to help me kind of keep in touch without being able to get a video up. But I do think the next video I do is going to be one of these little knife sheaths because they're so fun to make. Anyone can do it. They're just one of the coolest little, like, I've seen a few people making them before and I've always wanted to. And I've always carried a trapper knife like this, a 4 1/4 inch trapper knife in my pocket. It's silly that I don't have one of these yet. So, yeah, I think that'll probably be the next video. But then I want to keep doing more bags like the number 60. Just maybe a little different style. Maybe do a backpack that's similar to it. Maybe like a dop kit or something that's more in that style. So I have like all these videos that I've just revved up and excited to do. Just gotta kind of get out of the thick of the mad rush that's going on right now. But I'm telling you, I'm so glad I have Wit. I honestly don't know what I would do without her. She's been, oh man, she's been stepping it up lately. You gotta love that squeak. You know you're burnishing right when you... Oh, sorry, I keep losing my voice. It keeps cracking out on me because it's dry, but... Can you hear that, or is it just me? Maybe you're too far away, but... Yeah, you know you're burnishing right when you're slicking and you just hear that... It's a good sound. All right, guys, just gonna burnish the last of this and then I'll move on to the dyeing. But I'm gonna end this because I don't want this to go on too long and turn into something that just gets boring to watch. But thank you guys for jumping on. I love these live streams. You know, let me just answer a few more comments before I take off. Let's see here. Dang, there's so many. I don't even know where to start. Greg Acosta, thanks for all your videos. I truly enjoy what you produce. Do you have any thread suggestions for saddle stitching a shoulder bag? Yeah, it just kind of depends on the look you want, really. You know, you just pick a thickness. You know, if you want a thicker look, then go with that. If you want something more subtle, you could use something like, you know, Vinimo. I can't remember how they measure things, but like something equivalent to like a 92 or 138. I don't know. Honestly, I wish I had. I don't have much to offer in the world of hand stitching. It's really just about like what you think looks good. What thickness of leather do you use for wallets? We use 3 to 4 ounce usually is how we start out, but a lot of times we'll split down the interior pieces, like the pockets, down to 2 ounces. And that helps, but it's really not super necessary. You can get away with making a whole wallet with like 3 to 4 ounce leather. Mike Simmons, howdy, good to see you, Parker. What's up, Mike? What clicker do you use? I just use that Mighty Wonder over there for now. We've been making plans to pick up a big, like 25 ton or 30 ton clicker press from American Clicker Press. Those guys are awesome. They're right here in Utah. And I definitely want to get one, but we've got, first of all, we have space problems. We don't have any room in here to put a clicker press. But we also don't have 220 being run out here. And I thought about putting it in our garage, but we don't have 220 in our garage either. So I really don't want to have a clicker press off-site that we have to, you know, wherever we figure out a place to put it. I don't want to have to drive around. Anyway, we'll get one. I'm kind of just, I don't know. I just want to keep this thing growing. And if we can, you know, justify leasing a bigger shop, then, you know, we'll for sure get one, and that'll be a really fun day. And I want to have that kind of sweet moment where we're like, all right, we got the bigger shop, we got the better equipment, but I'm just, you know, my business partner Thomas and I talk about this all the time. We just want to keep things as lean and mean as we can for as long as we can. So, you know, we keep our expenses down. And I honestly think that's why we've been able to stay successful for as long as we have, and like able to pay our bills and things like that, because we don't have big expenses and overhead to take care of. But we'll get there. All right, Mark. Parker has his own style based on production needs and not keeping multiple weights on leather on hand. If you're just making for yourself, then you can make what you prefer with the weight you like. Yeah, absolutely. He uses the same thickness, 2 to 3 leather for inner and outer. He skives the edges. I use 3 to 4. I don't know if that was about me or not. Someone else. Man, there's so many comments, and a lot of them are like from conversations that are happening in the feed, and so I don't really want to like pipe in. I don't really know what's going on with some of these, but let's see. Small clicker press to get, I suggest Tippmann clicker, just regular plug and air compressor. Yeah, the Tippmanns are cool. They're interesting. They're way different than your standard, like the big swingy head ones. You know, I don't know. I'd like to learn more about them. Can't go wrong with tiger thread. Yeah, true. Tiger thread's good for hand stitching stuff. Parker, you should open up a hacker space in your area, but for leathercraft and other craft. Huge money making industry. Yeah, what do you mean by hacker space exactly? I'm guessing it's like a collaborative workspace. We have one of those like tech spaces here in Ogden that I actually have a space rented out for when I'm just doing like computer work, and it's just a bunch of tech companies in there, you know, sharing resources, tips, you know, talking to each other. They actually get a lot of business based on the networking and stuff that happens right there within the shop, or within that building. And I've thought about that a lot. It would be so cool to have a big building. You know, it'd have to be here in Ogden, but if it was something that, you know, we could put like big equipment in, big clicker press, sewing machines, and then somebody who's just starting out could, you know, pay a small price to be in there using all the stuff, and just have it be kind of a shared collaborative workspace, share the resources, the networking, all that kind of stuff. I think it would be so cool. So cool. And it would be really beneficial, I think, because if you got one person in there who happens to do custom work, but we don't, for example, then anyone who comes to us wanting custom work, we can hand it right over to whoever is in there that's doing custom work. Or, you know, if you got somebody in there who like specializes in dog leashes and we don't have any, then, you know, we can, I think there would be so much cross promotion and networking that would go on. And then being able, like, I think about when I was starting out, there was definitely a point in my leathercraft journey that I would have happily paid like $300 or $400 a month if I would have been able to have access to like industrial machines without needing to, you know, invest in them myself. So I don't know. I think it would work out really well. And as soon as we get to a point where we are looking to invest in some real estate, that's been something that's been on my mind a lot. And Thomas and I have talked about it a lot before too. I mean, we'd like to buy a building for ourselves anyway, but I've kind of been pushing more of the angle of like, let's buy a building that's a little bit bigger than we might need, and then have, you know, other people have a kind of a shared working space. But we'll have to see what happens. Lean and mean for the win. No need to expand until it's absolutely necessary. Yeah, it's so true. If I can only invest in one right now, would the first machine someone should buy a sewing machine, or would you recommend a different? Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. I have to think about that. Probably like a couple like Mighty Wonder hand clickers would be really awesome, and then definitely a sewing machine. I mean, everyone's different with, like, you know, depending on the type of work you do. As far, you know, everyone's different in what they need, but a sewing machine is pretty universal, and I think a lot of people could get good use out of it. And then maybe like some rivet presses, and yeah, I don't know. I'd have to like really dive deep on that and figure out what would be best. But if you do a lot of wallets, a belt scarf, yes, that's a good point. I couldn't see that because it's right behind me, but a bell skiver is huge. I use that so many times. And then this wouldn't be one of the first things, but I would love to have a band knife skiver, like, you know, one of those big $70,000 ones that you could split, you know, a 5-ounce piece down to like a 2.5, you know, like really precise cuts. Yeah, anyway, that's one of those things that, like, it's impossible to have access to. I mean, there's a few people in Utah I know that have one, but it's not worth my time to like travel down there. And anyway, it would be useful. It'd be really beneficial. You just got to move to Atlanta and use Bill's. I know, dude. Bill, I had big splitter envy when I was at Bill's, because he doesn't just have one. He's got like 3 of them. 2 of them he's not even using. Yeah, that guy's crazy. All right. What am I missing? Love your work. Always following your videos. Thank you. Will you be my mom? Heck yeah, man. Of course. I'll be anyone's mom. You got that? What about a laser? Yeah, laser could be cool. Lasers aren't really my style anymore. We did it for a while, and I kind of lost my taste for it, but they're really beneficial, like for testing patterns and, yeah, and like, what's it called? Engraving like logos and stuff. Yeah, a laser would be so cool. You can make your own pattern, like acrylic templates. It'd be so cool. The hackerspace for leatherworking would be amazing for noobs and startups. Yeah, it would be so cool. I love that idea. I love that we're even talking about it. So let's keep that conversation going. And I wonder if there's even a big enough like leathercraft community in Utah to support that. But if there is, man, I'd be all over it. All right, guys, I'm going to end this. Thank you for jumping on. This has been fun, and I love hanging out with you guys, as always. This has been going on 1.5 hours. Oh, no, it hasn't. Sorry. I'm a little far away from the screen. It's been going on 1 hour. But this has been fun. Thank you, guys, and I hope we can keep this up. Little Wednesday live stream update session where we just get to talk and, you know, stroke each other's egos a little bit. That's the real reason I post videos, is for all the compliments. Hello from Ohio. Have a good night, I'm guessing. You're a dope. Keep it up. Thank you, Steven. A lot of times they're called makerspaces. Yeah, it's true. We actually have one too, but well, it's a long story. But who's that? Jordan? What's up, dude? Dang, I haven't seen you in a while. Cool, so that's it, guys. Thank you for jumping on. I don't know how many times I've said that now, but seriously, I love you guys. Thanks for jumping on. And I'm hoping to still get a project video out here within the next few days, if possible. But at least we got this live stream hangout, and it's been good. Hope you guys are having a good holiday season. And we'll talk to you later. All right, bye.